So it's the 13th of July 2024, and it's about a week since the tower behind me was taken down. This is the Littlewoods building, which is allegedly being made into a film studio by Capital and Centric, Manchester-based company, who were given the building around about 9 years ago on a very long lease. It's still owned by the City Council, but it's leased to them for, I've heard, quite a long time. I don't know the exact number of years, but it's not, it's not like a 5-year lease. Well, it wouldn't be a 5-year lease now because they've had it for 9 years, so they've had it taken off them. So it was given to them around about 2014 on the pretext that it was going to be made into a film studio, which they consistently call the Hollywood of the North. At the time, the building was okay. In 2018, there was a fire on Sunday night. The place caught alight. There's two buildings. There's this building behind me which didn't burn, and then the building behind that with the tower actually caught alight. Completely destroyed by fire, and it's been sitting there since 2018, which is 6 years, waiting for someone to think about what to do to it. So they've recently taken the tower down, demolished the tower. Let's get it right. They demolished it. They haven't taken it down brick by brick, and they're going to reassemble it. They do say that they're going to actually rebuild it as is, but I'd love to see what the plans are for that. Will it look like the same thing? Will the clock work on it? Is it going to have any purpose, really? They have changed the plans a few times. Originally, they were working with this studio in London called Twickenham. I don't think they're involved with it. They've also had John Moores University as one of the partners on it. They seem to have faded away. So I'm not really sure who's going to be behind building this studio. It's now shifted from being a studio to a training facility for people to learn how to make films. So I walk with dogs on this land every day, so I've seen everything. And one of the arguments that was put about really was is the tower listed, grade 2 listed? Now, a lot of people I've spoken to say, oh yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. And I spent a bit of time on the internet going to the various sites that have a list of listed buildings, and it's never been on it. So one of the things I've always said is they could just knock it down if they wanted to, and that's exactly what they've done. There was no protest because it was done in just over a week when they started. I was amazed at how quickly they were knocking it down, to such an extent that I didn't really have a chance to record how quick it was going down. But one day the top half went, and then a side of it went, and then within I think it was 2-3 days later the whole thing was gone. So you can see yourself, it's gone. The big iconic landmark that everyone's been going on about, the Art Deco built in 1938 iconic building tower, has gone. No protests. They've just got on with it, got rid of it. I think they got it down incredibly quickly as well, so there wouldn't be a chance for anyone to organise any protests. What they've done so far, the front building where the tower was, it's all scaffolded because the interior of it was destroyed in the fire. All the steel girders are all twisted and bent and everything, so they haven't actually cleared any of that debris away. So they've had to put scaffold on to keep it from falling down. The other bit, this front bit, which I'm standing in front of now, has got the steel girders intact, so they've just stripped it all out and took the roof off. And you can see over there, I'll just turn this round, you can see the end building there, you can see the girders on the top there. There was no fire in this bit. They put a few strengtheners inside. In fact, there's workers up there now, you can see them working. So he's throwing all the rubbish out. He's just looked at me, so he's obviously clearing the place out. So let's see what happens next. Kirk scaffolding. We've done all the scaffolding, not from Liverpool, by the way. The phone number's an out of town number, so Liverpool scaffolding company's not even getting the business. There's a solar panel on the roof up there. They must be using that to power stuff up there. The guy again throwing the stuff out. Anyway, I'll keep you informed about what's happening with the building if we see anything significant happening. And all I can say really in this situation is watch this space and see, you know, how long it's going to take. Is it going to take another 9 years not to make any films? I've got a little bit more footage as well I'm going to take. This is over at the pop-up studios. Interesting footage I've just spotted this morning. I've said in the past on Facebook that the car park in the pop-up studios, which are over there, constantly floods. They've had one go at trying to stop it flooding, but it's flooded that many times to such an extent that they've actually got bulrushes and water plants growing in the corner. God knows where they've come from, but they've not been planted. They've just come out of, you know, nature's just taking control of it. So we'll get a better footage of that later, and I can show you what a mess it is really. Right, just going back over there now to the car park.